Hello everybody, welcome to Matic TV. Welcome to tonight's live stream. It is all going to be based, the first half of the show is going to be based on what has gone down today in a pretty historic moment today, because the Glazers for the first time in 15 years have actually sat down and spoken face-to-face, well, via video call, obviously, face-to-face with the United fans. The Fans Forum has sat down today. Promises have been made. Projects have been put out there that's going to happen. We're going to discuss most of what actually was talked about today. We're going to break it all down. Get your thoughts on what you think. Is it just empty words? Is it just going to be a load of broken promises again? The vibe in the comment section already is sort of leaning towards this is just Glazers doing the Glazer thing, just trying to stem the tide, trying to deflect away, trying to appease the fans, trying to do as little as possible just to get past this moment and carry on as there was the last 15 years at the football club. A lot has been said and we've got a lot to get through, and we are going to end the show with something a little bit different as well, just to add a little bit of cheer, a little bit of, well, I don't know, just trying to change it up a little bit from the downbeat mood that's been going around the club at the moment. I am supposed to be joined by Owen tonight, by Bobs tonight. Keane might be coming on as well. But unfortunately, I think they've all lost the watches or forgotten the time, because they are nowhere to be seen. Keane was the one who was asked last. And as always, my main man is the first to show his face. Keano, what's going on, mate?
Not so bad, Adam. How's things?
Yeah, mate, big day. People are jumping in at me. People are DMing me already about certain things going on right now, namely the Matter contract situation. We may have to touch on that again. I was going to leave that to one of the Transfer Bollocks shows, but we'll see if we can get around to that as well, guys. Everyone will probably already know how I feel about that sort of thing happening at the football club. And if the Glazers were true to their word in what they were saying today, something like that kind of proves to me that it is a load of crap, basically, what was talked about today. But we'll get everyone's opinions on it so far. Keane, you kindly sent me through the breakdown of what was talked about today. I have read through the whole statement now, but broken down, obviously, we've got everything, all the key facts, everything that was discussed mainly today. But first of all, the Glazers did make a point, mate, about saying how much they've invested. Yeah, 100 million, I think they said, in the infrastructure and certain projects around the football club already. But they are going to fast track other ideas and invest more money. 100 million is a lot of money, Keane, mate. Honestly, I don't know where it's been spent, as in foundations in the infrastructure that we can't actually physically see. It's the only way I can think that the Glazers have actually spent that much money, mate. Where's that? Where's that been invested, Keane, mate? Have you any ideas?
I have just as much as idea as you do. Like, I have a whole list of things that they haven't invested, right? I'm just going to get this down here straight away. The leak inside the stadium has been there for about 5 years, 6 years, even longer.
Ooh.
That hasn't been fixed. The swimming pool at the training ground, that hasn't been fixed. Yeah. The players have been complaining. The first team and the academy, everyone else has been complaining about that in the last couple of months. Hasn't been fixed, been delayed, been fixed. You look at the disabled access door, that's been boarded up like something out, an episode out of Shameless. Like, what's wrong with that? Where's the money for the repairs for that going? You look at the backside of Old Trafford by the train tracks, also boarded up, something like out of Shameless. That has been repaired
that picture earlier on, mate. That's like they're hoping that people are going to be going past that part of the track that quick that they don't notice. But that looks like something from the 80s Old Trafford. That's what that looks like, mate, to me.
Absolutely. So you look at all these little things, right? Now, obviously, repairing all of them probably wouldn't cost you £100 million, probably the stadium. I think the stadium, you can definitely say that will cost a significant few million. But then you also look at other things, Adam, such as the women's team don't have a training pitch at Carrington, right? So Casey Stoney, one of the massive things why she left this football club is because there was no plans put into place for the women's team to have proper facilities. Now, their club are saying that they're going to put them in there. Look, that remains to be seen. I don't think that'll happen in a meaningful amount of time, at least. But I'm wondering, where is this 100 million going to? And unless, are they putting into the bar inside Old Trafford up in the executive box? Is it Ed Woodward's car collection? I don't know. But it's most definitely not put into like physical infrastructure for the football club.
I mean, I think the Glazers' idea of infrastructure is completely different to what we see as infrastructure, mate. Because the season gone, the one before when it all broke down, coronavirus hit. So where I was basically sitting was right in front of Harry Maguire's family's box. That's where I sit. Literally, my seat, glass, Maguire family, the whole tribe of them. Everyone you see on the pictures, on TV, all of them. One of the nicest families you'll ever meet in your life, besides the point right now. But you can imagine that box there and then the stand above you. So you can imagine that as probably the safest place in Old Trafford and a place where you wouldn't get wet. Agreed? I was getting wet. I was getting wet, mate. And believe me, it wasn't rainwater. So what the hell was it that was dripping down on our seats? Because there's no way rain could have got through one top tier of the Stretford end and then right in front of the boxes. So infrastructure, not just a leak in the corner. Old Trafford is creaking and cracking all over the shop.
It's rusted,
so
like.
100 million would have sorted all this out, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt. You could build a new stand for 100 million, but we've seen the leak, still not fixed. And we've got leaking underneath the stands where you think you'd be safe and dry. That's not there. So God knows what that is. Maybe that's the Stretford end pissing down on those fans sat underneath them. I don't know, mate, but it's something, and it's probably not something nice. So yeah, plumbing, roof, crappy seats, no leg room for people who are 6'4" plus. Me. Infrastructure, would they class the safe standing section as that? I mean, I don't know if Owen's got any idea, but Owen has finally joined us right now. Owen,
okay.
Big day today, mate. A lot's been said. Where are you at with the first comment that they spent 100 million? I've not even looked at my emails, mate. What's the email said? Tell me that first, mate.
I got an email basically saying it was, where is it here? Club statement, client reference. Dear Owen, as you may be aware, Joel Glazer, the club's executive co-chairman, today took part in a special meeting of our fans.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Listen to the views of supporters and set out the vision for a new era of dialogue and consultation with fans. It goes on, but it's just generic bullshit, basically. I read half of it and just got fucking sick of it. There's a few quotes from Glazer in there. Pissed me off.
Through, but Owen, mate, at the start of that, I think Joel Glazer made a point because he's probably hoping that a lot of United fans would get bored like you did halfway through it. But in that first half of that statement, me and Keane have just been talking then, mate. Apparently, they have invested 100 million in the infrastructure of this football club over the last few years. And we're trying to debate where the hell that has been spent, mate. We're just maybe the new plastic pint pots for the singing section because they get beer on draft. New signs to say beer on draft above that kiosk inside the stand. I can't see where 100 million has been spent.
I can't see where a fucking 100 million's gone there, mate. I mean, I've been inside Old Trafford fucking every year since I was a child. The only thing that's changed is the sign because the fucking price goes up. You used to be able to get a pint, a bottle of beer, and a bag of crisps for $6.50. We used to get it way cheaper.
Quickly though, we have got breaking news. Someone has taken the time to screenshot Keane in this video and troll him in the comments. Well done, Keane.
I made it, guys.
You have officially joined the club. Owen's got one. You've got one now, Keane. I've got about 50. Hopefully the mods are all over this. He's a porn star. Kino, what's going on?
I've been found out now.
You've been found out.
You've done, mate.
Debating LGBTQ pornographic actor. That's just what you are, mate.
Keane, you are that Tipperary nice Keno tag has just been thrown out the window tonight, mate. Keane the fraud now is up there. Keane the fraud.
Keane the fraud. I got Owen exposed. That was my one.
Yeah, I guess a lot.
I'm pretty much very open about my whole life. Ugh, just look on my Instagram.
That's it. Anyway, guys, let's get into more of it. Ash has just come in with a super chat. Cheers for that, Ash, mate. If we sign Trippier, our fast centre-back, CDM and Sancho, do you think Wan-Bissaka will be benched? The attacking threat would be better and there's cover. I mean, totally off topic. I think the Glazers, after what they said, I'll bring the Glazers into this actually nicely because they did promise to invest in the squad this summer. Why just this summer? Is it going to stop after this summer? That one intrigued me a lot, Owen, actually, that, mate, because the statement actually did say this summer. I was waiting for a just to be in there just this summer, but Ash said there he's already trying to spend the money. Ash, bless him, trying to beef up the squad. I mean, we all know that Ollie needs a miracle. Probably a quarter of a bill, may get in close to it, Owen, but I mean, do you believe in any of that the Glazers have said? Will they invest this summer, or will that just be to stem, like I said at the start of the video, mate, stem the tide, trying to appease a few fans and deflect away from the overall long-term plan, which we all know what is, mate?
Well, I mean, trying to trust the Glazers now is like trying to trust your missus after she cheated on you 25 times. I don't think it's a situation, I don't think there's any fan that's going to trust the Glazers to invest any money in the club.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Owen, sorry, just sorry, mate. I really don't mean to cut you off. Keane, can you just check on this matter news, see if there's any confirmation on it? Well, Owen's talking, please,
yeah,
mate, because
absolutely, yeah.
It's going to destroy me, mate, if that's true. It really is.
What's that?
Carry on, Owen, mate. Matter getting a new contract.
The club's in talks anyway. Like on the official website, when they came out with the release today, they released 8 players, Sergio Romero being one of them. And yeah. I'll actually read what the club says. I actually have it screenshots. I had to prepare for my own channel. Adam, you must be psychic. You must have me hacked like Piers Morgan because I had a screenshot on my phone. So they the club proceeded to talk about 8 players being released, and then at the end of it, it says, meanwhile, senior goalkeeper and experienced goalkeeper Juan Mata and experienced forward. Oh, sorry, I'm not mixing up. Experienced midfielder forward Juan Mata.
We get it, kid.
Are in discussions over new contracts. So
which goalkeeper?
Lee Grant.
Why the fuck do we just sign Tom Heaton then?
Are you someone? We don't. That's extracting the urine. That's what that's doing. No. That's extracting the urine. You cannot come out with this big statement today of future plans for this football club and investment when you're about to blow a possible new signing's wage on a waste of space. Not so much waste of space matter. I appreciate what he's done, but he's not going to offer us anything. But Lee Grant, you have got to be joking me. The man's on nearly 30 grand a week now.
That's coming from the club's website.
Nah, Matt, you cannot. And he's let Joel Pereira go. I'd rather have Joel Pereira on the books than Lee fucking Grant.
It's like Oshak says, Lee Grant is a goalkeeping coach. On 30 grand a week, mate, you don't get coaching wages, mate. Believe me, you don't get 30 grand a week if you're a coach, mate. And that's what he's on now.
But they'll drop his wages and say they'll offer him a coaching role. I reckon that's what it will be.
What's the point?
I'm hoping.
What's the point? If you're looking, okay, let's. Who's got all that distorted noise there? Is that Owen?
Is that me?
I'm hearing it.
Yeah, Owen, just.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a bit of distortion on your voice, Owen. Owen, go out and come back in, mate, on the sound, mate. So quickly on that one, I've been going back in on it when we come back on. So, goalkeeping coach. Honestly, if he dropped his wages and made him a coach, people would say, that makes sense. But I'm looking at it going, how long has Grant been at the football club now, Keane? What, 4 years? 3 or 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
How have our goalkeepers done in that time, mate?
Not very well. De Gea actually went south.
Exactly, Keen, mate. Not very well. So you're about to extend a player who's been doing a coaching role into a coach in an area of the pitch where we have been suffering big time since that man has been at the football club. Am I saying crazy things here, guys? Or
it's actually completely correct because he's had his downturn since we signed Lee Grant.
Yes. So
Literally.
I'm looking at it going, okay, if we're looking at investing in this football club and going forward, this isn't the start that I want to see. I'm not happy about that. These player, I had so much to talk about, and this player one's just thrown me completely out right now.
Do you want one matter for a second? Do you want one matter, right? He's on 160 grand a week, right? 160,000 pounds.
He is.
We've a young, up and coming number 10 in Hannibal, who showed in that final game this season that he's the future of this football club in terms of that position. One Matt has taken his place in the first team squad. Like, let's get that straight. He's taking the chances of a Hannibal or a Short-Ire. Like, two very good players that were in that position will come up and play there. And look at his wages as well.
My biggest bugbear. Kino, 100% right. Absolutely bang on the money, mate. Juan Mata is in the way of the progression of another player, in my opinion, because Ollie won't use him. And if we've got to back Ollie, then you've got to back Ollie's decisions. So what's the point in signing a player who's not going to play under Ollie? I mean, come on. You're shouting at me to get behind the manager, back him. Well, honestly, I see Ollie never playing Mata in any importance at all. And now we want to give this guy a new contract. Why don't you give a manager a player he might use instead of just feeding him a lot of crap? And again, I don't need to get at Mata that way.
Again, like.
That's it.
But who is Paul Wolfston as well?
Who?
He's just
a young boy from the academy, supposedly.
22. He's fucking older than me.
Yeah, young stopper Paul Wolfston. Yeah, isn't Bishop ahead of him as well? Actually,
Bishop's ahead of him. Kovar's ahead of him.
Contract.
Kovar's ahead of him as well. So what is he? Just fucking let him go, man.
Evening, guys.
Anyway,
can you hear me?
Anyway,
Bob's right
on cue, mate. Right on cue, my man, Bobs. Welcome to the show, pal. We're just touching on what was said at the video conference today regarding United Forum, Must, and obviously Joe Glazer. We were just debating where the 100 million that Joe Glazer has invested already, that he said he has gone, and certain player contract extensions have just popped up onto the agenda as well, mate, which kind of quashes all sort of discussions that were made today regarding getting behind the manager, backing him, investing in the club. If you're going to invest in players that are done and not contributing at all, then it kind of rubbishes the whole argument, mate. And is it sunny in your house there, mate, as well? Yeah.
Do you know what it is, guys? I'm mourning the death of Manchester United. Ever since that
dressed in black.
Yes, mate. It's a funeral, mate.
Black.
Until he gets sacked, mate, I'll forever keep dressing in black. But
you wear black all the time anyway, man. Don't even.
Listen. That's just the MO right now. It's the MO right now. Adam, you know how I feel, mate. I'm still trying to pick myself up. But to answer your question, though, no, it's there seems to be a logic of that. If we can't sell them, let's give them contracts and stuff, which doesn't make any sense in any business, any profession. Doesn't make any sense. Juan Mata, all these players like Juan Mata, a few other players like Matic and so on. They're blocking.
Just got on mute, mate.
I don't know if you guys remember. This looks stupid, doesn't it? Fuck's sake. I don't.
A little bit, mate. Just a smidge.
I don't think you. I don't know, Owen and Keane. I don't know if you'll be old enough to remember when Fergie got rid of. I think Adam. Remind me. Was it Ince, Hughes,
and Kanchelskis?
Ince, Hughes, and Kanchelskis, right? And I kid you not, yeah. People were up in arms, and he was like, "Don't need them. I had these boys coming through and they're better." Now, how are we gonna know if these people coming through are better? If you're in the academy right now and you see Juan Mata on his not even his last legs, he's basically dodging his coffin, football-wise. Come on, and you're thinking he's always going to get on the bench. I can't even get on the bench. You're going to look to leave. He's blocking people's development. That's what it is. Do you remember when Fergie used to give, what was his name? Makeda, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, young players to just embedded themselves onto the pitch, onto the team. You know, it's obviously not football men doing this because it doesn't make any sense at all. At the end of the day, they're surplus to requirement. Let's be honest. They're not needed anymore. You know, and I hate this saying, "Oh, he's good to have round the change room." Fuck off! Like, just go.
No,
like,
mate. This is the thing. This was a big topic about some of the England squad the other day about taking Henderson to be part of one of the leaders in the dressing room. I mean, leaders are leaders. At the end of the day, if your team's good enough, your team will win. And we talked about contract extension. People said to me, I had this, I think I did this 2 years ago. I sat in my van and I did a video on this channel about Juan Mata getting his other contract. And this was under Ollie as well. I'm not saying Ollie tells the club to sign his contract. I don't think he's got as much say as
he doesn't have the final say anyway.
And I said about Juan Mata when people came at me and said, like Bob said then, and other people have done it as well, it's like he's a good vibe. He's good in the dressing room. He's good for morale and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, what have we won? Well, Mata's been there. He's obviously not doing that much, is he? He's not playing. Exactly. He's doing nothing in the changing room because we're winning jack shit. So let's change tack. Let's have a look at what's been failing, which is what we're doing now, and maybe change scope a little bit. Get rid of these players. It's like everyone says, Sergio Aguero, absolute legend. The man was banging in goals for fun before he went, and he still got rid of him.
Yep.
No problem at all. See you later. Premier League all-time record goal scorer. You know,
foreign.
I'm looking at
highest ever scorer foreign player. That's it.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I mean? Anyway, he's there. He's up there. He's one of the best. He's one of the best, and he's out the door. Done. That's the and for me, the argument with Mata, Grant, Matic, the same. I've had enough of it now. It's not working. It's clearly not working. So change it. And all this crap that's been said this afternoon with the Glazer family. I mean, bringing in a fan-led board to make decisions on what happens going forward. How much say is the fan going to have, Keane, mate? How much say are we going to have when we sat on this so-called board?
The Glazers are just as transparent as Katie Hopkins, right? She's not transparent in any way, shape, or form, right? She's one of the worst human beings on this planet. Glazers are the same. 100%, right?
To be fair, though, the Glazers fly black people, though, so they're not as bad as Katie Hopkins.
I don't know, man. They've got that old American racist vibe about them. Let's not accuse them of anything.
I agreed on that.
Yeah. Well, carry on, Keane, mate.
But this is the thing. When I sent you the information from the meeting today, I read it today, and you read the first couple of things, and the Glazers are trying to be transparent, but actions speak louder than words. It's all well and good having this on paper and saying it over Zoom. That's easy to do, but it's not going to happen. You talk about anything significant in terms of major changes in this football club. It's not going to happen. There is nothing significant going to probably come out of this, and that's a shame because, again, they're too caught up in their own ways, and why would they want to change the way they run the football club when it's a cash cow farm? Why would they all of a sudden want to stick their hands in their pockets? Really? And it's a shame because they're parasites. Then they don't deserve to have this football club in their ownership. It's what it is. And as Alien says there in the comments, it's like pissing in the wind. Absolutely right. That's what it's like being a Manchester United fan at the moment under this ownership.
It is, mate. I mean, Owen, other things there. I mean, out of the list, the commitment to investing in the team is bottom of that list, which is probably going to be the most expensive commitment that they've got. But another big thing that's in there, mate, is they will not commit to paying off the debt, which kind of rolls right into what Keane just said then, mate. There's no intention of paying that debt off, mate. They're just going to leverage it more and more.
But it's better for them to be in debt so they don't have to pay tax. Like that's what it is. Like it's all tax related reasons for it. That someone explained it to me in great detail, and
oh yeah, mate. And let's not forget the bigger point in all that, mate. Let's not forget the bigger point in all that, mate. The Glazers don't have to pay the tax. No, they don't. United would have had to pay tax. That's what it is. Because let's be honest, it's not
80 million interest every year. Like 80 million in interest we pay every season, and then they take 20 million out in dividends. That's 100 million a year. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? If there wasn't an interest to pay off and they took out 20 million in dividends, it wouldn't be as bad. Do you know what I mean? It's still, because at the end of the day, it's a business for them, so you can't expect them to love it the way that we do. But it's the way, it's the leverage of the debt, and you literally spend the majority of our money that we spend a year. I mean, you were saying earlier about they spent 100 million around the stadium. How? I still can't get over that one as a point. I don't know where they put 100 million in that stadium. Anyone that sat in the top deck in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand can vouch for that the roof is actually leaking. I came back, my jacket was fucking soaking. It was a sunny day. Like it's just, honestly, they just piss me off, man. I just don't think that they're committed to this in any way, shape, or form. I think that it's just something to keep the fans at bay. We'll probably see signings. We will see a big signing this summer. I'm very sure of that, because they didn't do one last year, and they're afraid of another Liverpool game thing, essentially. So if they sign a Sancho, I think it will subdue a lot of the anti-Glazer stuff.
It will.
Yeah.
Their target is that newer, younger generation, mate. That's why.
If they sign, so say now we announce. So talking about Varane's price is about 40 million. So if you say we sign Kieran Trippier, Rafael Varane, and Jadon Sancho, that's quite a good window, to be honest. And if you sign Jadon Sancho, it will subdue a lot of it. That's what I think will happen. I think they'll try and pay what they had. They'll try and make a few astute signings here and there, and just try and subdue the fan base for the time being, and then carry on as normal. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't want them to fucking do it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Listen, we're not the only football club to be in debt. Let's be honest. You know, if you know how businesses work, most people, this is how they work. Okay, fair enough. They take the piss out of us and stuff. However, there's other clubs, bigger clubs than us or equal, that have horrible owners, yet they still produce the goods. You know, you can talk about Inter Milan's owners. They went all out. You can say Premiership rejects, but they won the league. You know, like there's crap owners. I get that. We're actually not in that bad of a predicament when you think about it, because every manager has been given money. Let's be honest. You know, sorry guys, I'm trying. You know, I'm normally positive, but I actually hate this club so much. It's unbelievable right now. Like,
he's still suffering, the lad.
I will be back. Don't get positive, right? But there are a bunch of scumbags, literally. And see the Glazers. I'm not even angry at them anymore, because do you know what? From a business point of view, I understand. I get it. It is what it is. You know, I blame the Premier League, because the Premier League allowed for them to take over. You know. If you want to buy a house, when you go for a mortgage and stuff, you need to go through so many checks before they say, yeah, you can have it. That's what they should do with owners coming in to buy football clubs.
But they supposedly do it. That's why Newcastle couldn't get bought by the Saudis.
No, it changed. It changed.
It's changed now, yeah, but I'm saying that at the time, though, you know, look, I mean, you know, like Roman just came in and was like, flew over, was like, yeah, I'll just buy Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how easy it was to just come in and say, I'll give you this to buy that. And obviously American owners, I don't know if anyone watches NFL or any franchises like NBA, this is how they move. You know, that's how they do business.
But it's not the NFL.
But I know, but this is what I'm saying. But the American, that's how they work.
But
so,
like if you come into another culture, you have to adapt to it. You shouldn't expect it to adapt to you.
But if you're the man with all the millions, you don't adhere to the people that.
Well, Sheikh Mansour and Roman Abramovich have all the millions, and they do adhere to them.
Yeah, but they wasn't buying their clubs with businesses like the Glazers were. Glazers are cleverer than Abramovich and Sheikh Mansour. Their fortunes were already made. The Glazers only bought United because they seen United was the only club at the time that was making money. That's the only reason we were bought by businessmen.
Exactly.
We were bought to make money. Abramovich and Sheikh Mansour did not need. They were just power crazed. That's what they were. I mean, Chelsea have taken over London. Sheikh Mansour wanted to come in and topple the biggest gun, which was Manchester United. They could have bought Newcastle. They went for City because it was just a chance to get to the top by toppling their neighbours. But
they had a free top stadium as well. They had a stadium given to them for free.
Easy enough to move into, and no one would have bat an eyelid at City of new owners coming in if they were promised the promised land, and that's what they got. That's what they got, and they'll have to take the stick for that as long as it carries on. But we are going to do the second part of this show. We're going to cheer things up, or we're going to try and cheer things up a little bit. Anyway, I asked the boys earlier on, and I want everyone else to get involved in this as well now. In terms of best of the best, this video changed angles a few times today with news that was going on, and obviously again with the Glazer comments coming through, it changed again. But what I'm looking at now is I'm going to start with you, Keen, mate, because I don't think I even briefed you on this one. All-time favourites are not the usual favourites. I'm talking right now, Keen, for you, mate, your favourite transfer window and why. Everyone else get in the comment section as well. We're going to finish the show on a brighter note. We'll just get your favourites in. We've got a few more subjects to touch on as well before we finish. A few more favourites. So while Keen's thinking about it there, guys, in the comments, drop yours in as well. Let me know which one it is and why. Does it have to be because we spent the most money? Does it have to be because we bought the biggest name out there? Which one was it for you?
Do you know what's probably most memorable growing up, right, is winter 2007 when we got Henrik Larsson on loan, Celtic legend.
Oh, he was class, man.
He was class. Henrik. And like my family has a lot of Celtic fans in my family. And when we signed Henrik Larsson, I remember like growing up, my uncle David, like massive Celtic fan, said to me, "You're getting a player here, like Henrik Larsson. It's unbelievable. You should show me videos of him playing for Celtic." Earlier on in his career, and
when he like 35 or 6?
35, yeah. He was 35 when he signed.
Yeah.
And when we got him, he exuded class. It's a shame we didn't get him earlier because he was one player who I think him and Ruud van Nistelrooy up front would have been absolutely lethal. Do you know, if we got him a couple of years earlier than we did. But for them, like 3 months he played for us, scored a couple of goals. Really it was great to see him kind of play with Wayne Rooney as well, and Louis Saha and players like that.
Didn't he score in his debut against Villa in the FA Cup? Sure he did. Yeah. 2-1 against Villa in the FA Cup. Remember it.
Didn't he get like 3 or 4, didn't he, in like 10 games?
Yeah, 4 goals.
He was brilliant.
Like that was. Also, just obviously thrown out there because I have a load of friends who are Arsenal fans. My father's an Arsenal fan. Van Persie. That was the bragging rights right there. And then obviously to see that guard of honour, then you know what, the Emirates like 9 months later, poetic justice.
Oh, Owen, mate, what's your favourite window, mate? What was it? Comments as well. The comments are banging.
It's a mix of that one, but I remember the RVP one because it was like I remember we lost the first game of the season that year against Everton. Van Persie came on, but I remember when we signed it because there was no rumours at all about it. I just remember slipping on Sky in the living room, and I just see Van Persie with the jersey with Fergie. I started fucking doing knee slides. I rang all of my Arsenal mates, just abused them. It was brilliant. But the other one as well that I do think of when you say like exciting transfer windows was, do you remember the first season under Van Gaal when we just signed everyone?
Oh, mate, we had the mad last week, didn't
everyone. We signed Daley Blind, Luke Shaw, Ander Herrera, Falcao, Di Maria, and we signed someone else as well.
Marcus Rojo,
yeah. We just fucking mental. We just signed, and they were all like big fees. Like Herrera was like 30, Shaw was 30.
Di Maria was 60 million.
Di Maria was 60 mil. Falcao was on a loan. What a flop of a transfer that was. But I just remember, I thought we were going to win the league. I really thought. I honestly, I was convinced. I was like, we got Falcao. I remember ringing my Arsenal mate. I was like, you just signed fucking Danny Welbeck off us, and we just bought Falcao. You're not getting mugged this season.
I'm with that one there. That moment when they got Welbeck and we got Falcao and Di Maria. That you couldn't help but laugh and go.
Because we were in Europa League. It didn't like Liverpool signed like Lazar Markovic and all of that shite, and we. Oh mate, I was honestly. I really thought we'd actually
talk about false stone though. That was
mate. We did finish top 4 that year.
Mate.
We have to wait for the final day with Victor Valdez having calamities against Hull.
Wait, we were clinging on, mate. I don't think one of them players that you just said that we signed contributed towards us in the end. Actually getting that top 4. Even the old guard, wasn't it?
Fellaini was actually in the run in that season. He was actually all right. Like that was probably Fellaini's best spell. But
I remember his goal at Sellers Park, which pretty much confirmed. I mean, Mata scored a penalty and Fellaini scored as well to 2-1 against Palace. I think that clinched it for us. Herrera used to say always put a shift in. Then Herrera was there, like Lewis said there in the comments. Bobs, are you there, Bobs? I don't know if he's there.
He's not there, I don't think, mate. I think he's got a 10 to Bobby Jr. at the minute, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll let him pop in on the next one. Okay, Owen, you can take this one. We're talking unsung hero and why. The player that the player that no one really talked about in the shining light, but for you was that player that sort of just did what was needed to help them bigger players, the one that needed a bit more credit.
I think
there's a few of these.
There's a lot of them. You've got the likes that, Park obviously comes to mind straight away. Like what he was just absolute like workhorse of a man. He was honestly he never put in less than a 7 out of 10 every week. He was just solid. But the one that I do think is unsung, I said it on my show, we were chatting the other week. I think Hargreaves for that season that he had in 07-08. I know he had his injuries, and it was quite sad to see the way his career really ended. Like he basically was finished after 08. I think he was amazing. I think massively crucial.
When you've gone on Dalek mode again with your voice, mate.
Oh, you've got to be taking it. There.
That's a bit better. That's it.
A bit better. All right. No, but he was. I thought he was absolutely unreal. I remember seeing his first goal against Fulham as well. Brilliant free kick. Like I thought he was the top player, Hargreaves, and it's just a shame he couldn't play on for longer at United. To be honest, I think he could have been talked about in the same vein as Carrick had he played. Had he been able to keep out of injuries and play on for 5 or 6 years.
That's it. Keno, mate, who's yours?
Do you know, Michael Carrick is definitely for me one of the unsung heroes. I think only when he left we kind of knew how crucial he was to our team in terms of being that Rolls Royce in midfield. But if I do have to go, one person has to be a fellow countryman, Dennis Irwin. I think when you talk about Mr. Consistent, when you talk about a player who could be a 7, 8, 9 out of 10 every week and kind of fly under the radar, Denny Irwin was one of them. Like he could play with both feet, he could tackle, he'd go forward, take set pieces, score set pieces. He was everything. Like if he was a footballer now, a fullback now, the fact he could play right back, left back, even slot into centre back if he could, he'd be £100 million+ player now, without a shadow of a doubt if he was playing today's game. And he doesn't get as much praise as he should, because obviously in that team there was so many stars. When you had the Keanes, the Scholes, the Cantonas, obviously Dwight York, Andy Cole, likes of all them. But Dennis Irwin was he was magic. He was just something else, and we could do with a player like him right now.
To bring into that then as well, because you said about Irishman, I'd say Johnny O'Shea as well was a little bit underrated for what he.
Yeah,
100%. When he goes marching down the wing, but
that is one of the.
I mean, John O'Shea did say that United played well in the final and we're controlling the game, so I kind of disagreed with him on that a little bit. But
John O'Shea was probably on the beer out in Poland, so I'd say he was just enjoying himself.
Waterford somewhere.
Yeah.
My man there, Sharpie. God, I love the Sharpie shuffle. I did. Absolutely brilliant. He took the limelight off Giggs coming through. And I think that helped Giggs a lot, actually, because Sharp was there already. But Sharp was the dog's bollocks when he was at the football club. All right, Ron, you killed it now, mate. The great late Les Seeley. Oh, man. What a man that guy was. That final, saving that free kick against Palace with his knees, Ron, mate. I remember it. Substituted for Jim Leighton in the replay against Palace. 1-0, Lee Martin, C'est la vie, say no more. That started the
Didn't he play in the Cup Winners' Cup as well?
I think he did.
He started again. He started in 91, yeah, in Rotterdam.
Did over in Rotterdam. Next one. Bob's is still not with me, still babysitting. Next one. This one's going to be a doozy. You've got to really think on this one because I don't want the obvious answers. I'll come to Owen because Keane needs a bit more time, I think, on this next one. The best duo partnership at Old Trafford that you.
I want to do attack and defence.
All right, go for it. That's fair enough.
So I'm gonna have to say these two because they are my phone cover at the minute. Rio and Vidic as the best defensive partnership I've ever seen. I grew up watching that. I remember my dad used to have a tenner on Vidic every week to score the first goal because he used to have a bullet header in him. And yeah, Vidic definitely. And then for me, it's very simple. It's Rooney and Ronnie. I know you said not the obvious ones, but Rooney and Ronaldo. That partnership for me was. I don't think I'll ever see a better partnership at United personally than what the two of them had. They were just unbelievable for that sort of period between sort of 06 to sort of 09. They were just unplayable, the two of them together. And yeah, it was just brilliant to see. And yeah, that's easy for me. That's the team that I love and adore, and I will never. Yeah, easiest question I think I could have had.
Everyone's bringing up their age right now. Dave Melia there, Bruce and Pallister. What a partnership that was. That was scary. There's loads of combinations you can go for. I'll roll off a few ones Keane's done his, mate. But Keane, come on, mate. Who are you saying, pal? Who's your best combo? Who's the partnership? It can be anywhere on the pitch, mate. I'm
going to do midfield and attack. Midfield, I'm going to go Keane and goals. Like, you had Roy Keane who do all the running around. He'd be the warrior in midfield. And he could also go forward, but then you had Paul Scholes, who was just a magician. Like, what he could do with the football was just out of this world. Like, I even seen a video today of his assist for England in 97 to Ian Wright. Oh, my God, like, beautiful. Like, he was unbelievable, Paul Scholes. Like, best player probably I've ever seen. Bar the exception of Ronaldo and Old Trafford, like, Paul Scholes is just an amazing footballer. Up front, then I have to go York and Cole. Like, when you talk about telepathic partnership, knowing where to be, knowing where your partner is, not even looking up. They were that.
Yeah.
Like they knew, like the understanding they had in terms of a front two was unbelievable. And like again, two players who were so crucial in 1999. Most definitely. But another one, just an honourable mention I'd like to throw out is Rooney and Van Nistelrooy. When Rooney first came to the club, they were also a very good partnership. And again, it's a shame that Van Nistelrooy left when he did because I thought that partnership definitely could have flourished a lot more if he stayed on for an extra year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't believe no one's picked up on Tevez and Rooney. Man,
we don't mention Tevez.
No,
fuck that guy.
You ask Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney's best partner ever, or player to play alongside, was Carlos Tevez. And I know the reasons why no one picks him, but as a combo, they were absolutely lightning that one season. But I look at Neville and Beckham. Neville and Beckham down the right-hand side.
True.
Telepathic. Very, very good. And there's so many you can pick and choose. The best one there from Trevor Wade there. Best duo in defence was Stam on his own. Yeah, he was probably 2 men put together, that man. That guy was absolutely immense. But, oh, God,
Stam and Johnson in 99, I suppose. Like, so.
Well, they won the treble, mate.
Yeah,
Can't really say much more.
Can't really argue against him as not being, in there. Anyway, at least.
No. Guys, that is pretty much it. I wanted to finish. Oh, and Bob's just popped back in there as we're finishing up. Actually, I wanted to finish on a bit of a memory lane. But before we go, actually, we'll get Bob's best duo. Actually, Bob's your best partnership at Manchester United that you've seen play. Could be anywhere on the pitch, mate. Down one side, middle of midfield, centre backs. Who is it, mate? He's back towing up. Unbelievable.
I cannot lie to you, but when I went to Old Trafford, I've seen these two just bully people. Literally, like, I don't think people understand how good those two were. Best partnership in the Premier League. Forget your Andy Cole and York. Best Premiership duo. I would have picked York and Cole. But yeah, no, Rio and Vida. Because if you don't concede goals, you win games. Because we had the strike force to, we had that idiot come off the bench as well. Christ.
We were ridiculous with Vidic. So again, mate.
What was the next one? Sorry.
We had the best transfer window that you can remember.
Do you know what? For what it was at the time, I think. See, if people see, I could say Ronaldo, but we didn't know what Ronaldo was going to be. We just got this teenager. I think to say we could put our heads up again above the sand or above the water would be the Zlatan Pogba when they came.
That was quite one, actually.
Yeah, because it felt like we had a serious manager. We can get players. And remember, we weren't in the Champions League at the time when these players came, So I felt that was a good one. I think prior to that, this is going to sound cheeky, but when we got Berbatov.
Yeah, last day of the window.
Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And obviously for what he done for us as well. But we all knew how good he was. That's why we went and got him. But yeah. And then I think you WhatsApped me actually, because I remember writing this down, mate. Actually.
Yeah.
The next one was
Unsung Hero, mate.
Unsung Hero. Now, I was tipping it up, right? Literally tipping it up here. I'm not going to say Park Ji-sung because I think every Tom, Dick and Mohammed knew what Park Ji-sung done for the team. I'm going to say John O'Shea.
Yeah, boys were touching on him as well.
Yeah, I just think he didn't look like a footballer. He was a 6'3". Just looked like a small basketball player, and he played right back, centre back, left back, centre mid, goalkeeper, right mid as well. Yeah, goalkeeper,
right mid.
Nutmegged Figo, and
scored a header against Arsenal in the semi-final.
Yup, and then obviously the chip at Highbury,
Yeah.
And then him. It was either him or Wes Brown.
Forgot about Wes.
Because Wes Brown, think about it, when Wes Brown was coming up, he had Gary Neville and Rio and Vida. That's tough when they were at their prime. So yeah, O'Shea then Wes Brown.
You know who else was unreal? Do you know who was unreal, even though he kind of left on bad terms? Gabriel Heinze. He was a great player.
Mate, I take him now.
He was just a bulldog.
Literally, I'll take him now to deal with these idiots at the back. Oh my goodness!
He wanted to sign for the Scousers, though, didn't he?
Yeah, that's why I kind of he was good, but he left on bad terms.
Listen, we signed Michael Owen, mate, and he won us a league. What can you do? Do you know what I mean?
He didn't win us a league.
Mate, did he contribute to that season? Did he score the winner against Man City?
In
2011.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cleverley scored a worldie as well. We didn't.
Javi Hernandez that year, man, was unbelievable.
No, he didn't contribute at all that year when we won the league.
I'm sure he did.
The year we scored against the second
Berbatov got the golden boot. But Berbatov got the golden boot, and Hernandez second half of the season was unreal that season.
Berbatov was on another planet that season, man. Absolutely ridiculous. The guy was just oozing quite. Absolutely love Berbatov. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We've come to the end of the video. Quickly before we go on Sunday's show, we're back 7 o'clock for the podcast. I will be announcing the winner to the Marcus Rashford signed shirt. I've got it here. Your seat's all wrapped up. It's been proved out. All ready to rock for delivery. The box is ready to go. Don't forget, guys, it is all fully authenticated as well. It's all there, signed. I've got it all there for you guys, courtesy of our sponsors, football prizes. All you've got to do to enter is prove to me, screenshot to me that you are a subscriber to the channel and you follow me on Instagram. DM me both of them screenshots to my Instagram DMs, and that is it. You're in the draw. There's loads of people in it already. I'm announcing it on Sunday at 7 o'clock, guys. So if you want to be with a chance of winning the signed Marcus Rashford montage, then get onto it. Send me them screenshots on Instagram and you're in the draw. It'll be announced on Sunday. Loads of shows coming up as well, guys. The podcast is Sunday. Monday, Elizabeth is back talking how important it was that Chelsea won that Champions League final. Transfer Bollocks show is back after that on Tuesday, guys. There's loads going on. And then we're nearly in the Euros. Football's nearly back, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Me and Bob's are. I don't know about the other two on the other side.
Keith, we won a game! We won a fucking game! First time in fucking 18 months! Since 2019 against New Zealand, we won a fucking game! Troy Parrott, football genius, mate. Troy Parrott, football genius.
Let the Irish have their moment. Goodness. Oh, it's craziness. Before we go, let's just do a round. Keen, give the people a shout out. You jumped on quickly from the show tonight, mate. Cheers for that, pal.
Yes, you can catch me over the weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. We are going live at 8:30 for our Euro 2020 preview. So do check that out. And also do check out Three Devils and the Gooner this Monday.
Good stuff. Bob's mates, give the people a shout out to your channels and socials, my man.
Yeah, bits and bobs. Listen, RIP Man United, hashtag Ollie out. I am on a sabbatical until he gets sacked. So check out my channel. There's loads of pods. There are going to be pods coming out, but you may rarely see me on that channel until he gets sacked, because I don't want to talk about Man United on my channel. So when he gets sacked, there will be a party on my channel.
He's also doing other topics as well, guys. Don't forget.
Yes.
He does do other topics.
A Liverpool podcast, a Chelsea podcast. Also, I've got a watch along with Adam, God help me, England versus Scotland. That should be interesting when we beat them. So, look forward to that. To be honest, mate, your midfield's rubbish. Yeah. I fancy McGinn against Declan Rice. And to be fair, your defence are shit. What, Tyrone Mings and flipping Ben White? Give me peace.
Who did you have at the back, by the way? Who was at the back for Scotland, by the way?
Robertson.
Scott McMuffin.
Who?
With Kieran Tierney.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
We are
Who's he playing for
today. Owen, mate. Yeah, Cockney Red 99, the crafty couple. What you saying, my man?
Yeah. Cockney Red 99, crafty couple. Me and Bobs are going to be doing an Ollie in, Ollie out debate at some point in the very near future. So that'll be fucking hilarious. If you want to have that, if you want to watch a few beers and see two blokes have a shouting match with each other, that'll just tune in. And you'll see me knocking about my Instagram story with Owen Rochwan wearing a Celtic jersey in support of Scotland next week as well. So please do stay tuned.
Nice. They're all ganging up on me, guys. Love it. Feel like a United fan again. Us against the world. Anyway, guys, for now we are done. Don't forget to tune into all the videos. Tomorrow is a day off unless something crazy happens. Can't see it. But we'll be back on Sunday for the podcast. Prize announced, winner, and then mad week next week, building up to football being back in the Euros and that. But until then, guys, don't forget, hit that like button on your way out, hit the share button, share on all your social platforms, and subscribe if you're tuning in for the first time. As always, guys, we are out of here. See you soon. Bye-bye.